If starting conversations about real estate makes you feel awkward or pushy or salesy, this video is going to completely change how you approach your business, because top agents don't convince people to work with them. They position themselves so people want to. And if you're a motivated agent who wants my exact conversation framework, follow-up structure, predictable income system, book a call with me using the link below. One shift in how you communicate can unlock an entirely different level of business. I'm Payton Chavis, and I want to start by saying this clearly. If you hate selling, you're not bad at real estate. You've just been taught the wrong approach. And most agents believe that they need the perfect script, that they need to close on the spot, that they need to sound so impressive. And that mindset creates pressure, and the pressure kills trust. Nobody likes a salesy person. And I'm going to tell you, if you wait till the end of this video, exactly how to feel comfortable and not salesy when speaking about real estate and generate income and predictable income for yourself without feeling like a slimy salesperson. So why most agents struggle with these conversations? Here's the real reason why these feel uncomfortable, is that you're focused on the outcome instead of the relationship. When you're thinking, will they work with me? Am I saying the right thing? How do I turn this into business? How do I get them to want to buy or sell? People will feel that every time. Top agents don't do that. They don't think that we're going to get a deal out of it. You're truly building a relationship. And again, if you watch my other videos, you know that you're thinking in terms of 3 to 6 months to even a year out. You're building these relationships so that when they're ready, it's a no-brainer that they're working with you. So here we go. Write this down. I don't need to convince people. I need to position myself as the professional. And that means that you're asking better questions. You're giving value to these people without pressuring about anything. You're just giving them value. You're educating them. You're leaving them better than you found them. You're not just staying relevant in those 10 seconds that you're talking to them. You're staying relevant forever. If you plan on being in business, then you need to be thinking long term. And the business that you get, it becomes a byproduct of the trust and of the relationships. It's not by force or convincing anybody to do something. You can't convince somebody to go buy a $1.2 million house. That is a massive purchase. And to sell a home that they've been living in for the last 25 years that they have all these memories in, you can't convince a person to do that. But what you can do is establish yourself as a professional so that then when they're ready to make that decision or make that move, who are they going to work with? So let's go over the conversation framework. And this framework will work anywhere. It can work if you're networking or you're at an event or you're at a holiday party or you're hosting an open house, you're DMing somebody, you're on Facebook Messenger, you're in LinkedIn messages, you're reaching out to your sphere, or you're just doing life and these random conversations happen. So when you're in those conversations, step 1 is creating the curiosity. You're going to open the door. Your job is not to talk about real estate. Crazy, I know, but you do not talk about real estate. Your job is to learn. You can inquire about questions like, how long have you lived in that city? How long have you lived in your home? Do you like living there? What do you like most about the area? I hear there's awesome parks and walking paths. Do you have a dog? Do you like to walk? Do you like to take your kids to the playground? What made you choose that neighborhood? This will build rapport without pressure, and they're gonna share little things. They're gonna share about, oh, I don't go to the park anymore because there's always garbage there, or oh yeah, we actually chose this neighborhood because the school is 5 minutes away and we love that, but our kids grown up and they're going to be graduating high school here soon, so we really don't need the schools anymore. And so now you're building rapport and you're making mental note of all of this information, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to add it to your CRM. And then you're going to go into like some subtle authority. You can add light and insight to what they're talking about. You could say, oh yeah, I know that area has been changing a lot lately. There's a lot of new developments. There's a lot of new construction. Homes are being torn down now because they're now past the age and it makes more sense to use the land in a different way. Or you could say, yeah, I've noticed more homeowners there are getting curious about the value. We're seeing a lot of people with signs in the yard and putting their home for sale and capitalizing on this market. Or you could say, Yeah, inventory around there has shifted recently. There's a lot less homes on the market, so there is a big demand there. Because the school is 5 minutes away, there's a lot of families that want to be in that community. So when you say things like this does two things. It shows that you're informed and you're educated and you're a professional and you're in your business, and it creates curiosity without selling them. They're gonna take in that information and have their own thoughts. They know where they're at in life. They know what they're gonna wanna do in the future. You can't convince anybody to, boom, pull the trigger and shake hands with you and put their home on the market, but they know. And so you're sharing little tidbits, little facts, insights to the market, educating them, leaving them better than when you found them, and it just creates curiosity. So then you gotta go into the next step, and this is where most agents fail and top agents win. So instead of pushing, you could say something like, if you ever want a value update or insight on what's happening in your area, I'm happy to be a resource. I have no pressure, no timeline, no pitch. Just happy to share my experience and what I have available to you. Instead of pushing, you could say, hey, if you ever want a value update or insight on what's happening in your area, I have a really great newsletter that I send out to people in your area that absolutely love it. Happy to extend that to you or be a resource. I've been in the business for a while now and I just love what I do. So happy to share what I've learned about the community if it would help you in any way. So in this case, you're asking for permission. You're kind of opening that up, and they're going to say, oh no, I don't want to waste your time on it. We're not going to do anything in the next 5 years. Okay, well, that's totally fine. I mean, it's a big move, and it sounds like the home and neighborhood's been awesome for you guys. But what I can do is just share the insights to the neighborhood, because I do have those newsletters that go out. So what's a good email? And I'll just add you to it. And, if you ever have questions about anything that's coming up or new developments or what your neighbor's property sold for, I'm happy to be that resource for you. And that just shows that you're available and that you're professional. And they likely won't take you up on it, but if you could get their email or their contact info to add them, that's great. And if not, you at least open the door for them to reach out in the future. So here's how those conversations turn into the clients later. And here's the part that most agents misunderstand, is that most of these conversations don't convert immediately, and they probably never will. But it's over time. Your job is to capture the contact and stay relevant, follow up consistently, share free value all the time. And you could do that streamlined. You can use AI, you can use ChatGPT, you could just add them on social media to be able to stay consistent and follow up with them when they have life updates. So you want to remain visible after these conversations, because the timing is always going to be unpredictable, but the presence isn't. This is how agents create predictable income without chasing business. So here's the follow-up rule that will change everything for you. Follow-up is not reminding people that you exist. It's reminding them that you care. If you're visible, you should already have things that are reminding them that you exist. So when you're following up, it really is just showing that you care, that you're providing them market updates, you're giving them valuable touch points, you're checking in on a personal level, you're sending seasonal messages or value-based touch points that now they're more informed and they can go share it with their neighbors or their friends or share insights to the market, because they're working their jobs, they're in their careers, they're doing things that they're not maybe tapped into the real estate market, but because you shared that value, now they feel a little bit more knowledgeable, a little more confident, and it makes them gravitate towards you when they are ready to do something, because they already know you're giving, and that when they ask for you to help them with their home, they know that you're going to be willing to give because you've already proved it over and over and over again. And that's why the agents who win are simply the ones who don't disappear. They stay in touch. So the common mistakes to avoid in these conversations is talking too much, pitching yourself too early or pitching yourself at all, or forcing urgency, making it about you, and trying to close in the first conversation. That's ridiculous. Never try to close in the first conversation. Confidence comes from patience. If you're patient and you're comfortable and your body language is relaxed and you're just having a conversation with them, versus having body language that's like, hey, well, I know, have you seen that your neighbor's home sold for, $20,000 over asking price, and there's only so many few sellers on the market that you could really get top dollar for your home. That's a complete turnoff. They're gonna run away from you. You do not convert on your first conversation. So just be patient, build the relationship, nurture. They're not gonna make a decision tomorrow and go with another agent. They're not even ready for that yet. they're not even in a position to buy or sell. So just relax, have patience, build a relationship, and continue to be visible and nurture and respect them. And remember, you don't need better scripts, you just need better positioning. When people trust you, the business will flow, and I can assure you of that. If you want help mastering those conversations that convert naturally and build that predictable pipeline without the pressure, book a call using the link below, and let's build this the right way so that when you have these conversations, you're creating that future income and you have no doubts that it's coming. Book a call using the link below, and let's build this the right way.